So in 1991, we did our first trips to Ecuador. And about the third season that I was spending in Ecuador, I had the opportunity to go to the Galapagos on a yacht, which at the time was really the only way to experience the Galapagos Islands. And as I'm cruising along on this yacht, I'm looking at these coastlines on these islands with beautiful beaches and thinking, wow, this would be just the awesome place for a sea kayaking trip. We went ahead and ran a little low-key exploratory to see what the sea kayaking was actually like. And it was amazing. What we found were these beautiful beaches, but they were covered with a lot of garbage. We wrote a proposal to the Park Service and we said, hey, we'd like to do sea kayak trips, and if you'll let us do this, we'll clean these beaches up. So we applied and they turned us down. We reworked the application, we resubmitted it again, and they turned us down. We did that for about 6 or 7 years in a row. Finally, though, we found something in the park regulations. There was, in fact, a few beaches where camping is allowed. We went to the park and said, well, wait a minute, if camping's allowed here, then why can't we camp on these beaches? And at that point, they didn't have a good answer. We did basically an exploratory trip, a shakedown cruise, as it were. And we invited on that trip a writer for the New York Times named Tim Neville and a really great photographer from Idaho named Chad Case. It resulted in this amazing article that Tim Neville wrote, and that was a game changer. This wasn't just a small article, half a page, it was a 3-page spread in the New York Times travel section.
We walked in Monday morning to 180 voicemails.
People had read the article and they weren't just calling to say, we want to know more, they were saying, here's my credit card, sign me up.
Chad Case's photos, Tim Neville's words, just captured people's imagination. It really just set a fire under people to go to the Galapagos, and I think in the first 2 years we took nearly 400 or 500 people.
One of the most amazing things about our trip then and now is that we get to camp on the beaches of the Galapagos Islands.
You know, waking up in the morning, getting out your tent, and there's sea lions, marine iguanas, blue-footed boobies, pelicans. You know, my favorite picture I have is still me with this giant tortoise, and I look about this size next to it.
When we go swimming, that's another incredibly powerful experience. The first time I did this, I remember, oh my gosh, this is 10 times better than Six Flags or anything artificial that the world has to offer. You're snorkeling with sea lions. To be just that close to nature, that's the power of the Galapagos.
It was just life-changing to have been running one trip that has been so iconic for 10 years, and to see it go on for another 10 years would just be fantastic.